Today we are going to talk about lipid from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. In this lesson, we are going to talk about the categories of lipid. There are 8 kinds of lipids: 1 fatty acids, 2 glycerolipids, 3 glycerophospholipids, 4 sphingolipids, 5 esterols, 6 phenols, 7 saccharolipids, and 8 polyketides. But in this lesson we will just talk about only one kind, and that is fatty acids. Okay, now let's enjoy the categories of lipid, and that is fatty acids. Categories. Lipids have been classified into 8 categories by the Lipid Maps Consortium as follows. Fatty acids. Main article, fatty acid. You can see the structure of fatty acid. Prostaglandin, an example of prostaglandin, and eicosanoid fatty acid. LTB4, an example of leukotriene and eicosanoid fatty acid. Fatty acids or fatty acid residues, when they are part of a lipid, are a diverse group of molecules synthesized by chain elongation of acetyl CoA primer with malonyl CoA or methyl malonyl CoA groups in a process called fatty acid synthesis. They are made of a hydrocarbon chain that terminates with a carboxylic acid group. This arrangement confines the molecule with a polar hydrophilic end and a non-polar hydrophobic end that is insoluble in water. The fatty acid structure is one of the most fundamental categories of biological lipids and is commonly used as a building block of more structurally complex lipids. The carbon chain, typically between 4 and 24 carbons long, may be saturated or unsaturated and may be attached to functional groups containing oxygen, halogens, nitrogen, and sulfur. If a fatty acid contains a double bond, there is the possibility of either a cis or trans geometric isomerism, which significantly affects the molecule's configuration. Cis double bonds cause the fatty acid chain to bend, an effect that is compounded with more double bonds in the chain. 3 double bonds in 18 carbon linolenic acid, the most abundant fatty acid chains of plant thylakoid membranes, render these membranes highly fluid despite the environment low temperatures, and also makes linolenic acid give dominating sharp peaks in high resolution 13C NMR spectra of chloroplast. This in turn plays an important role in the structure and function of cell membranes. Most naturally occurring fatty acids are of the cis or CIS configuration, although the trans form does exist in some natural and partially hydrogenated fats and oils. Examples of biologically important fatty acids include the eicosanoids, derived primarily from arachidonic acid, and eicosapentenoic acid that include prostaglandins, leukotrienes, and thromboxanes. Docosahexaenoic acid is also important in biological systems, particularly with respect to side. Other major lipid classes in the fatty acid category are the fatty esters and fatty amides. Fatty esters include important biochemical intermediates such as wax esters, fatty acid thioesters, coenzyme A derivatives, fatty acid thioester ACP derivatives, and fatty acid carnitines. The fatty amides include N-acyl ethanolamines such as the cannabinoid neurotransmitter anandamide. So I think this is you have already enjoyed listening to the topic on fatty acid, an important lipid, and I do hope you have already enjoyed this. So this is the topic on fatty acid. This is everything what I told you about fatty acid from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Once again, I'd like to appreciate any endeavor from you to subscribe to this channel, to like the videos, and to comment on the comment box. And thank you very much once again for subscribing to this channel.